Good morning, everybody. Forex market. Welcome back to the situation update. Today is Thursday. We're looking at the dollar Canadian. We need a bit of an update on this one. We've been very active here up until a few days ago. You probably remember very well. We called it out about 10 days ago. Price was slightly spiking 20.08, right? And quickly bounced up and started to turn around. When it entered the middle section of the system here, well, what I'm referring is when it crossed over 2082, that's where we took action. It wasn't a big move. I believe we were having 60 pip in the game plan. 2164 was the target, and we knocked that off about a few days ago, last Friday. So we got out, right? We got out of this one. It was a quick one, and now we see something quite interesting. Price is basically breaking out. That's how it seems to be, at least at this point in time. But you know what? I would not jump into celebrations of a breakout here. We're not going to gear ourselves into a complete breakout here, because we think price is actually setting up some bullish traps by overextending itself beyond 2238, mind you, right? That's where the last line of resort here, so to speak. That's what's dividing this formation from a new upside trend. That's pretty much the point of no return. But we know price could be noisy, especially on the daily price section. So we have to make sure, and I always say it, we have to jump one generation up, right? That's the weekly chart, and we have to examine that interaction with the weekly closing bar. I suspect by the end of the week we'll see price basically backing off, right? Just coming back and leaving a bit of a spike there, just a mark off, crossing 2238, and then I think it's most likely we'll see a downside reversal where price is going to be heading back to 2082. And the reason I'm telling you all of that is because we're getting ready, we're getting prepared to flip over on this one, right? We're just coming off a bullish campaign. It was a pretty successful one, and we think price is not done yet with this trading range. If we take a closer look on this trading range, what we find here, it started around middle of May, and it had 1 and then 2. The 2 was a complex move. So it was dancing back and forth, but eventually it reached the bottom, and that was leg number 2, right? Then a quick turnaround and a nice shot back to the upper section. Now with this, like I said, with this overextension, but it should be, this whole move, this whole segment should be leg number 3, right? So what I'm trying to say, price action, in a metaphorical figure, it owes us leg number 4, and possibly later on leg number 5, and who knows, maybe even leg number 6 down the road. But for now, we're just focusing on that false breakout. Now, by the way, of course, I might be wrong about this, about this overview. Price might actually breaking out. And if it does, right, so we'll get that confirmation coming from the weekly closing bar, and then we'll know that it's actually wiser to attack on the bullish side, and then we'll try to chase 2680. That's a big move. That's a 600 pip move in case price actually breaks 2238, which we highly we don't think is going to do that, right? So we'll see. In the meantime, I guess we should keep our eyes close to price action as far as today goes. Today might be the comeback day, where price is going to be crossing back below 2238. That's going to be a nice heads up, and we're going to be jumping right into it if that's going to be the case. It might take a few more days, actually. A second scenario that I can throw in here, throw out here, sorry, is that price will stall a little bit, right? Probably spend a day or two outside, and then before the weekend, of course, before, Friday hits the bell mark, it's going to come back in and just leave that mark, like I said, on the weekly chart, that we're going to see that spike. All right, so that's pretty much how we see things here on the dollar Canadian, coming off a nice move, taking 21.64 as the target. We're trying to see whether, how quickly we can turn around here and pull the trigger. That's about that. Dollar Canadian. I'm going to continue off to the next one. I'm going to talk about the New Zealand versus the US dollar, so stay tuned.